Miguel está enamorado. Translation?
Miguel is in love.
How'd y'all like my Spanglish?
It was okay.
A little shaky?
A little shaky, but
Okay.
it was okay.
Okay. Welcome to Cliff Alerts. Today we're going to be talking about Lifetime Network's reality-based TV series, Married at First Sight, season number 15, episode number 11.
But before we get into it, please like, share, and subscribe. Please click that notification button so you know when we upload new content. And we appreciate and thank you for your support of this channel. We gotta talk about Mr. Miguel and Miss Lindy.
Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
What I see, right?
Yeah. What you said.
They had a meeting with Dr. Pepper Schwartz at the apartment, and from all indications, things are going very well, according to Miguel.
Yes. They're vibing.
Yes, it's a good thing.
You know, it's good to watch.
Yes.
She had a problem. She talked about.
Yeah, she talked about her tendency to be defensive and how she is not only defensive but also insecure at times, and how how that has impacted her life. And then Dr. Schwartz basically tells her, hey, look, you've got to be able to separate something, okay, that's going on, I think, here, between you and Miguel. And that is, you need to just, she kind of grew up in a situation where she didn't have the kinds of
flexibility,
right,
freedom.
Things were strict and all that,
right.
and she didn't have the kind of help that she needed.
So anybody saying anything to her, they're trying to control her, and she's gonna fight against that.
Exactly, and rebel.
And Dr. Schwartz is saying that you got to know the difference between someone who's trying to help you than someone who's trying to control.
I thought
that was a bullseye moment.
No question about it, boy.
So I hope she understands
and internalize that and take it all in and what that meant.
Because she's no longer growing up in that toxic environment. She's now free.
She's been a grown adult for a very long time, and that she's got to begin to, kind of dissect what has gone on in her past that has kind of led her to the point where she's at now.
Right. And
understand that, hey, look, things are different now. You're married now, and if you don't begin to kind of sort all that things out in the way of all those things out in the way of baggage, that you could inadvertently bring it into your marriage and have it become an issue. They were doing that little thing, weren't they?
Yeah, they were doing a little salsa,
right, having a good time.
And it seemed like they were having fun.
Yeah, and Lindy was a little stiff, but she got it. She picked it up. Yeah,
for someone who
loosened up.
And for someone who said the first time she danced was at her wedding.
At her wedding day.
I was like, wow. She was moving pretty good. I mean,
I thought she did fantastic after that revelation came out.
She was talking about how she was raised in a toxic environment. It was so strict and rigid. She never saw her parents dance. She never saw them drink.
Yeah.
They were restricted in doing a whole lot of stuff. And once her parents got divorced, she went to live with another family, her friend's family. It must have been rough for her, because I can't, maybe how I was raised, I can't imagine growing up like that.
Hell no, you'd be rebellious as hell.
Oh my God.
Put the brakes on this one? No, not happening today, tomorrow, or ever. Believe that, y'all.
Why you gotta say it like that?
I'm just letting them know.
That wasn't for me. God has been so good to me.
Well, let the church say amen.
But she's relishing her time now. She could be free and open with Miguel. They both have some level of trust with each other, and you could see that they
comfort
have
level.
Yeah. Letter, one of the things she focused on is that she told her younger self, well, you don't know who you are or what you're going to be, but if you stay on course, good things are going to start happening for her. where she is exactly where she needs to be.
That's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah,
Gotta be.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Even with all the hardships, even with all the trauma, you
And
know, she's exactly where she needs to
and
be. And I thought that was interesting.
Miguel did a great thing. He nodded in affirmation and smiled and like
Was
like
very supportive.
absolutely
Yeah.
that was because I'm sure that was hard for her to do.
You know how you see little girls and little boys just
Mhm.
bouncing, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? They come.
Mhm.
That's not a child who needs discipline. That's a child who has a whole lot of joy and some extra in them that parents
They
need to
gotta come
let
out, huh?
loose.
Mhm.
It's gotta let loose.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Okay. Right.
So that's all I'm saying. I mean, you don't have to beat your kids into submission because they're being who they need to be.
Yeah, well, like I said, some parents might argue, especially as it relates to little boys, but the little girls is probably a little bit.
Yeah, let them tear through the house. Why not?
Tear shit up.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of a kid's job anyway.
Exactly. What are you gonna do?
Hey,
Just
listen,
make
listen,
a path.
listen. I have to admit that there were a couple times as a kid where I tore shit up. It was fun. It was fun,
That's all
y'all.
I'm
I
saying.
thoroughly enjoyed it. What?
Go to the movies and when you come home, try to do a stunt or two or three.
Yeah, man.
And
Tear shit, break up something
and
along the
hope you
way.
don't have a concussion at the end of it.
A big knot on the back of your dome. I understand. I understand. Fun,
I
boy.
mean, come on.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But
Had took it back to the days.
that's all
Back
I'm
in the
gonna.
days, huh?
That's all I'm gonna
Oh, I
say.
already know you was a hellion.
I was not an alien. I just had a lot of energy.
Okay, all right. That's what we'll call it. Miguel reveals to not only Lindy, but I think it was Dr. Schwartz as well, that he looks forward and is very curious and excited even, and in terms of his thoughts about their future and specific as relates to them having children.
Yeah, and what they the hope of and the excitement of what their kids can be.
It's pretty revealing.
That was a wonderful moment.
Yeah. It was something that I'm sure will serve both of them very well.
Absolutely. And then Miguel takes Lindy to
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Show the things about the islands
Mhm.
where he hang out, where he
Mhm.
lives.
Yeah. Even though he grew up in New York, he's a New Yorker.
He pointed that out
Mhm.
to her, and he said he was so excited to be able to take her to Puerto Rico and show her everything.
Looking forward to it, and I think she'll really enjoy that. Yeah, he saw himself and others seemingly saw and or perceived him as an outsider,
Right, right.
which is something that I can identify with.
Mhm.
When I was growing up in high school too,
Right.
because I wasn't part of the football or basketball teams
Right,
and all
because he
that.
played tennis.
Right, I played tennis instead, and that was kind of like a non-mainstream sport, and
Right,
all that came along with that.
right.
But yeah, it was something that he recognized and had an impact on him for sure. At the House of Puerto Rico, Miguel shares with Lindy his letter.
Yes. He said, what did not kill you makes you stronger.
Mm.
And then he ended up turning to Lindy and telling her that he loves her.
Yeah, and that brought a big smile across her face, didn't it?
Yeah, she was smiling. He was smiling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I just got the feeling that they knew.
Mm-hmm.
They knew that.
Yeah, and then they kissed behind that,
and she told him she loves him as well.
Right, and I think that probably happened way quicker than anticipated, especially on Miguel's end. And you know what? He even said that it was the easiest thing he's ever done, and I'm like, I don't believe that. Come on, bro, pull it back a little bit. I ain't buying that part of it, because he was a skeptic at first, and it's just been a process that they've worked to jointly. I think it was a good thing to do, and I think that it kind of reveals where they are in a real and authentic way, and that's a good place, a good space, and moving in a great direction.
Yeah, I think so too, and I'm happy for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even with despite all the things that came before and where they are now, I just think it's fantastic.
Future challenges and trials and tribulations that are going to
Yeah,
come.
that never goes away. I mean,
right.
you know, you have upsets, you have uprisings.
Right, but they seem to be on the same page in terms of how they're going to deal with those when they come, and what it means to them in terms of a challenge, and that it'll only make them stronger as a unit.
That's all we have. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next bit. Bye bye.
See y'all.